Stanislav, what is that animal? Department of Labor. Who are those guys? What do they have to do with immigration? And what type of visas does Department of Labor have to do with? Guys, today I'm going to be discussing what is Department of Labor and will give you the best understanding of the process of what those guys do. And also, you will be able to get the free evaluation in your case in those visas where Department of Labor, DOL, has things to do. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're discussing Department of Labor and what these guys are doing with the immigration laws, what is their role. So first of all, Department of Labor, DOL, is the federal agency, and mind that each state also has Department of Labor, all right? But we are dealing with the federal level because immigration law is federal law, so we have to deal with federal agencies like USCIS, which is a part of DHS, right? Department of Homeland Security, a larger agency. So a little bit of a structural explanation. Department of Labor deals, of course, with labor, with the employment, with employers, with employees, with regulations. But also, the Congress of the United States of America delegated to the Department of Labor a very important task, which is to assess whether this particular business, this particular employer lacks the opportunity to hire the US employee, American employee, the local employee in its geographical location for the position in this business, in this company, under the terms that are offered. I was trying to speak slowly so you guys could understand each word. So let me rephrase it. Basically, Department of Labor, DOL, is trying to assess whether this employer can or cannot find the employee for its work, for its business. If they assess that this particular employer cannot find an employee, a requested employee under the circumstances of the occupation that's offered, the position that's offered, then DOL is going to certify a foreign employee for the position in this particular company. How does this happen? It happens in three distinct stages. Stage number one, prevailing wage, is the most important step in the whole process. If your employer and their attorney mess up this step, it may surface in 2-3 years when it's too late to fix it. That's how important this stage, and it's not gonna sound like this, but trust me, it is this way. And I was the one to make this mistake sometime in the past. And you guys know, you need to hire an attorney who has done all his mistakes in the past with other cases, not yours. I'm that attorney who has done all the mistakes I believe possible, okay? So we could go with that. And by the way, just to make it clear, we fixed all those mistakes for free, of course, right? It was detrimental to the clients, but because we have a very high reputation and a very high self-awareness, ethical approach, and professional responsibility, of course, we fixed all those. That's not going to happen with your cases. So the first stage is prevailing wage. All we need to do is to describe the position that the employer is looking for. Okay, sounds pretty easy, but trust me, very important. So once we describe this position, we also need to make sure that employer is able to pay that salary that we will predict based on the description of the position. Let's say we're describing the position of a manager in a restaurant in Miami, and this is just an example. We may learn what's an average salary for this position. Let's say $70,000. So we need to make sure that this company is able to pay this salary, and there is a way to do this. It's just too much for this video, but we need to assess the taxes and things like that and assets. Once we describe this position, we send the papers to the Department of Labor, and they take anywhere from 6 to 9 months to reply and to send us the salary that needs to be given to the potential candidate for this position. Once we have the salary number, and again, we can predict it plus minus. Let's say it's $70,000. So now we need to go through the recruiting stage, the second step in this three-step process. And the recruiting stage goes for 2 to 3 months. And we need to do, well, depends how you count, it depends on the position, anywhere from 3 to 5 steps within the hiring process, like advertising the position, going to the state labor force program and registering there, putting the notices in the office, sending in emails. Again, it's not an advanced level. This is the beginner's intermediate level to understand the Department of Labor involvement. Once we posted all the ads, we went through the process, all good, we need to give 1 month of, let's call it, grace period to collect all the resumes of willing and able employees. The overwhelming majority of those resumes are going to be trash, okay? Like 95% of them are going to be just pure trash, right? Let's say it's the same position of a manager in a restaurant, and you will get a resume like a person who's cleaning the windows, okay, or who worked in Wendy's as a salesperson. And again, I'm saying it not in a way to diminish those professions. No, not at all. Actually, I do respect those professions because somebody got to do this, but because they just don't fit the description. And that's where your understanding why the description of the position is very important, and not only for this reason, but that's one of them. So to make sure that a lot of people just not gonna qualify for this position. But those 5%, they may qualify for whatever reason. So if we see that some of them are qualifying for under our description, minimal description of the position, we need to interview them. The employer need to interview them. And in most of the cases, we can say that they are no good fit for whatever reason. For example, they want to work on 1099 as independent contractors, or they don't agree with the salary that we're offering. They are either not willing or not able. Not willing, they want to get more money, or not able, that don't qualify. Once we learn that, and by the way, if we found a good match and everything is good, that's all. The case is over, right? It never happened in my lifetime. Okay, there's always something. Because there's a reason why this employer cannot find the person. So once we're through that, we need to go to the third stage that's gonna take about 8 months. We're sending the papers to the Department of Labor, telling them, guys, we didn't find a willing and able American employee for this position and this company and this geographical location for this salary. Please certify John from Philippines, China, India, Australia, Russia, whatever, because that person does qualify as being able and willing to take this position. And in 8 months, approximately, they're gonna certify, give us so-called labor certification, or also it's called PERM. Once we get that, the role of Department of Labor is over. All right? And of course, Stanislav, which visas are we talking about? Well, we're talking about mostly about EB2 and EB3, and maybe a little bit on H1B. With H1B, it's a light, very light process, very fast. It's 1 month or less, it's out of the picture. So EB2 and EB3, the green cards, that's where we need to go deep. After we got certified, we need to file the I-140 form. And Usually it's a formality, but guys, sometimes immigration officers, and I've seen it not once, not twice, so it happens, they trying to reassess the hiring process. And let me tell you, they cannot do this. So if you get an RFE from immigration officer saying, please provide the hiring paperwork, the review, the interviews and all this, the resumes, all this stuff, and I fought them nail and tooth and threatened the federal litigation if they're gonna continue this practice with my law firm, and by the way, they stopped, but they always try to do something sneaky. Make sure whatever attorney works on your case to tell them if they require in RFE request for evidence this kind of paperwork, they cannot do this. Stanislav, it's all good. I have an employer. I'm ready to go through this process. How do I start? How do I know if I qualify? Well, that's easy. Get the free evaluation. The link is below this video. Fill this out. 2 days, I'll get back to you with written analysis and I'll let you know if you're good fit. And if I see you good fit and we can get you through really fast, then I will invite you to the complex immigration planning where I will build the written strategy for your perm case. Smash that like button if you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss the new videos. Also follow me on Instagram, Telegram, TikTok and other platforms. All the links are below this video. My name is Stanislav Shamaev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.